Welcome back, first timers. It's the wee hours of the morn, and we're jumping in a 4x4 Jeep because we're kicking off our second video of our Panama travel series.
We're headed up a giant volcano and we're gonna watch the sunrise.
I can't wait. It's midnight o'clock. We have to be up at 3 o'clock for a volcano trip, and we were wakened by what we thought were explosions and gunfire, but I think it's just fireworks. Midnight fireworks. It must be some type of Panamanian New Year's Eve celebration or something. I'm trying to go back to sleep, but we'll let you know what it is tomorrow. I guess today. It is 3:45 in the morning, and we're heading out. We got this Jeep picking us up, and yeah, like that earlier video said, there were crazy fireworks going on this morning, so we didn't get the best sleep, and a lot of dogs barking, but that's not going to stop the fun. We are on the way to pick up 2 more people before we head up to the volcano, but there are multiple ways you can get up and tour this volcano. You can do it by foot, which we're not doing. When you go up by foot, you could also tent camp there overnight. That's either a multi-day or at least an all-day adventure. And for us, we're trying to cram in a lot in a little bit of time. We're gonna be heading up there in a 4x4. Right now we're in an old Jeep 4x4, and our tour guide, super funny guy, seems really nice. And he's gonna get us up there. He's gonna show us around. We're gonna be up at the top of the volcano for the sunrise, where we're gonna be able to see the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. It is going to be significantly colder up there than it is down here, so make sure that you dress warmly and pack a jacket. There's always a chance for rain, and I've even heard that there's a chance for snow or ice on occasion. I don't think we're going to be able to experience the snow or ice today, but rain is always an option in Panama. About 25 to 30 minutes out of town, you're taking paved roads all the way, then you get to the dirt turnoff, and that's where the back massages happen. So it's about an hour. You said hour 40?
Hour 30, hour 20, depends on that traffic that we have in front.
And there's already some traffic. I thought he was joking, but he's not. While we wait for the traffic to clear up, just want to let you know the volcano is 3,475 feet tall, or about 11,400 feet. It's an active volcano, but it's also dormant, and the last major eruption was about 1550. So we're hoping we don't have one today. Now we're going to be able to see the caldera, but there are also 7 different craters that we're going to be able to see. And I do believe there's a giant cross at the top, which we're going to be able to check out too. And then we're going to have a little light breakfast and some coffee when we get up there. If you decided to hike up this mountain, you'd be going up this same road. So be aware, this road is rocky, it is unforgiving, and there's going to be a long line of 4-wheel drive vehicles passing you. So there are a number of different companies that run tours to go up the mountain. The one we're with is 4x4 Volcan Peru, and some of the other tours seem to go a little bit slower up the mountain, and they'll pull over. Right now, we're kind of just working our way to the front of the pack. I think if you want to get there quickly, this might be the one to go for, because they're not pulling over for anybody. We're getting to the top, and we just passed the camping site. So there is a place to kind of get out of the weather here if you decide to hike up here. I am so glad I didn't convince Terry to try and hike up this mountain. It is treacherous at best. Mad respect for the folks that actually make the hike up here. We're not going to be those people, but man, it's a treacherous hike. Super impressed with this Jeep Cherokee. It's a 1995. It's been modified with suspension and other upgrades. There hasn't been another vehicle that has done as well as this one has, with the exception there's looks like a Chevy Tahoe that's been heavily modified that's got up here pretty easily as well. But that one is also part of the same company. So the vehicles that they have are definitely the ones you need to get up this mountain. We have made it to the top, and boy was that an adventure. I have to say I'm so impressed with our driver, Omar.
Hi, how you doing? Well, my name is Omar, driver and guide from 4x4 Volcan Peru. Well, we're here, safe. and now we have to go down later, no?
Omar's the man. Definitely shout out Omar's the man in the comments. I am still so impressed with the people that are walking up here or hiking up here. That is no small feat. But we're at the top. We're at 3,554 meters or 11,400 feet. There is some cloud cover right now. We're hoping it'll move away so we can get a better vantage point of the sunrise, but we're here well ahead of the sunrise, and it is cold, but lucky for us, they provide jackets, hats, and gloves if you need them. I think I might grab a jacket.
It's chilly up here, not as cold as I thought it would be. That ride was wild, bumpy, rocky. Really engage your core muscles on this trip to keep yourself from sliding all over the car. All bundled up, ready to go.
Terry got a sweet full-length coat. I'm rocking a really thick canvas Carhartt jacket. I think we're gonna be perfectly warm for the rest of this trip. And in terms of temperature right now, it's 46 degrees Fahrenheit or just under 8 degrees Celsius. And we're in the dry season, what would be considered the summer. Omar did tell us that there are times where it'll drop below 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and this entire place will be covered with ice. Typically that happens in the dry season, but that's not going to happen today. So it is chilly and a little wet, but not frozen. Other key thing of note, typically they have water and a bathroom, but they ran out of water and there's no available bathroom. It took us about an hour and 35 minutes to get all the way up here, and then we're going to be here for probably an hour or more, and then another hour and a half to get back down. So no restrooms, so plan accordingly. Now we're going to head short walk, about 15-minute hike to the cross. From where we parked, it's a little bit of a hike, not anything like the hikers had to endure, but it is a little uneven. There's some steps, there's railings, but be prepared for just a little bit of a struggle breathing. Accessibility wise, definitely not anybody that has mobility issues, wheelchairs, that's not happening. So just keep that in mind. We've reached the top. There are a lot of people up here just waiting for the sunrise. It is still kind of cloudy. We're in a cloud, and there are a whole heck of a lot of other people still coming up this way. This platform area is going to be completely packed. So if you're up here, would recommend getting here as early as possible. Obviously, if you're hiking, that's going to be really predicated on your ability to get up that mountain. But if you take a ride up here, don't dilly, don't dally. We're still fully in the clouds, but the sun is rising. We can't see into the water on either side, but we're getting to see a hazy sunrise. The sun is still coming up, but we're heading back. There are so many people that are trying to get a good view, and we don't want to hog the space. Not to mention, it is still very cloudy right now and really cold. And being up here in the clouds, we've kind of both got soaked pretty well. So we're gonna head back down, try and warm up just a scotch, and possibly partake in a little breakfast and coffee to warm up. I can't imagine how beautiful it would be if the clouds weren't here, because it was still amazingly stunning watching the sun come up and break through those clouds. So besides that trail that you saw was right up and most people are hiking, there's another trail right here that comes right up to the mountain, and that goes to the town of Volcan. So that's another alternative route to get up here. And you probably can tell I'm whispering because it does kind of feel like a pilgrimage. Everybody's real calm, kind of taking in the sights and enjoying it. So I don't want to be as obnoxious as I normally am. So we're kind of keeping it quiet and trying to respect other people's journeys and trips up here. But Terry looks like a wet cat, and she is very cold.
Cold, not feeling great. Ready to get back in the Jeep.
So right behind me is the principal caldera that exploded when this erupted in 1550. And the top blew off, so it is lower than the peak, but that was the primary location of the eruption. There's 7 total calderas around here, 4 on this side. I think he said 1 more this way, and then a few over on this side, but this is going to be the bulk of the ones you can see. Also, off in the distance, you can see the Pacific Ocean there, and then if you pan to the right, you have going towards Costa Rica. But way out there you can see the Pacific Ocean. Had there not been so much cloud cover, you'd be able to see the Caribbean Sea right over there. You know, you can't pick and choose the weather. It is still exciting and breathtaking, and we're able to see a peek of the Pacific Ocean on the other side, so we got a little sneak peek of the water. It is starting to clear up. I think if we would have stayed a little bit longer, maybe another 30 minutes, we'd be able to see the Caribbean. Now, there is breakfast and coffee, so we're gonna enjoy that. It might clear up between now and then, but Terry was getting pretty dang cold and wet. So if you're looking to camp out and kind of wait to see if the clouds will pass, would definitely recommend bringing extra warm clothes and a rain jacket. So the different tour companies that come up here, they have different breakfast offerings. We just walked by. I think they were cooking quiche. It smelled so good. I don't know what we have. I think it's sandwiches, but man.
It smelled really good.
Yeah.
Almost like pancakes.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. It looked eggy, but they had cookies and little baskets and coffee. Man, I'm pretty hungry now. They set up this cute little picnic area for us. We got some nice cushions to sit on, have our names on there. We have the options of coffee, hot chocolate, or tea. Looks like sandwiches. Doesn't look like they're making quiche, but those sandwiches look pretty large. I'm excited about it. Look at that. It's yours. Look at that. They even got it labeled.
I'm going to bring water.
Yeah. It's a Big Daddy sandwich.
Waters, only Panama el grupo de tres.
Got a lot of lettuce, meat. That bread looks delicious. So Terry passed on the sandwich. She didn't eat the apple, granola bar, hot chocolate, or coffee, but she found one thing that she will eat, or at least consume. Mimosas.
It settles your stomach after the long car ride.
Never recommend feeding the wild animals, but man, look at this guy, he's doing tricks. We saw these in Tulum, and they would steal plates, forks, backpacks, pretty much anything. This guy seems a little less kleptomaniac, and he's just looking for snacks, but we're not going to feed him. Wanted to point out that the vehicles that they have a huge Excursion, they got a gigantic Suburban, and then two of the older Cherokees. All of these were the most formidable on getting up that hill, actually mountain. So as we saw people pull over and let us pass, nobody passed any of these. So I don't know, I think it's probably a mixture between the vehicles and the skilled drivers, but if you want to get up here first, these are the people to go with. Unfortunately, the clouds didn't clear up for us today, so we finished our breakfast. We're gonna pile back into this unstoppable, fingers crossed, 1995 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and then we're gonna head into Boquete. I know we still want to get to waterfalls and a coffee plantation, so we'll see if we're gonna do that today or tomorrow, but we're gonna get down into Boquete, get Terry a proper meal because she was a little car sick from the ride and didn't eat her sandwich, and I ate them both. We'll see you thousands of feet lower than we are right now.